It has come to my attention recently, thanks to this Reclaim the Net article. They're a fantastic website, by the way. They do a lot of reporting on censorship, online, gatekeeping. You know, this whole thing right here pretty much sums it up well. Defend free speech and individual liberty online, push back against big tech and media gatekeepers. And thanks to this article, I found out that YouTube has changed their terms of service so that they can put ads on smaller videos that are not eligible for the YouTube Creator Program, the YouTube Partnership Program. Yeah, there we go, the YouTube Partner Program. And they're not sharing any of the revenue with them, which, that's bad, but it's not why I have the title that I have on this video. No, the reason I might leave is more to do with the fact that they can put ads on my video without me saying whether or not they can. I made a very deliberate choice when I started this channel to hardly ever use music. I've only used it on one video so far. That was a 9-second video, the one about the default cube animating. And that is because I did not want DMCA claims on my video. I didn't want copyright claims on my video because copyright claims, they take part of the money, and I don't make any money off of my YouTube videos, so that's fine. But they also can start running ads on your video because they own the video rights. Or they own the rights to things inside the video. So they can monetize it and run ads without your say. And that's why I've tried very hard to avoid using music unless it's absolutely necessary. So now, the fact that YouTube can just come along and say, hey, we didn't ask you, but we're going to run ads on your video anyway, it might be a last straw for me. If ads start running on this channel without even asking me, then I'm going to nuke the whole thing and maybe re-upload the better videos to a different site. Because that is something I will just not stand for. I hate advertisements. If you've ever seen George Carlin's stand-up bit about advertisers and how they are one of the worst banes on society, that is actually genuinely how I feel about ads and advertisers and marketers. So you can understand why I'm a bit unhappy about this change. And to put my money where my mouth is, so to speak, I have quite a few alternatives to YouTube that exist right now and are in a pretty good shape. Some of them are missing some features, like I don't think a single one has playlist support yet, but that's coming in a lot of them. I'll start in order of the most YouTube-like and end at the least YouTube-like. Most of them are close enough to YouTube in terms of their UI and their front-end stuff and, you know, how you actually interact with the site that you'll be able to transfer over fine. It's just that the back end is different. The way they host the videos changes between services. So the most YouTube-like is this right here, BitChute. And I admit BitChute has a bit of a problem with its reputation, partially because it's a free speech-focused thing, and that tends to attract a certain kind of person right now, specifically because anything not free speech-focused bans them and gets rid of them. So, of course, they're all going to go to the place that says, hey, we won't ban you. But there is some stuff here that's not that. There's actually quite a bit that's not that. Let's see. If I go down to gaming, you can see that there is a Deep Rock Galactic video, B-movie game video. You know, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's not politically charged in any way. So while this thing does get a bad rap, it also is not entirely deserved. Those people exist, and they are on here, but it's not all that this service has to offer. Also, until recently, they had a problem with their search bar being kind of garbage. But now, if I put in, let's say, Doom 2, top results is something with Doom 2 in it. And then, I don't know if there's just not that many Doom videos, but it seems like it's improved. Oh, okay. I see now. That guy's got Doom in his channel name. It's improved, but it's not perfect yet. It is better, though. So that's BitChute. And, you don't need anything special to sign up and upload. You just sign up and you upload. And that's why it's the closest to YouTube in terms of its actual user experience. That also means it's the most likely to sort of turn into YouTube again if it gets big, because it's one central place. If the people that own BitChute decide to just kick everyone off the platform or start forcing ads on people, they can do that. They're probably not going to anytime soon, but it's this one's the one with the most risk. And the most risk of doing that, specifically this one. Now the second one I've got here is Odyssey, which there's some fancy stuff in the back end that I'll bring up later, but you don't need to know about that. Right now, this one is probably the one that's gaining the most traction just because it has the slickest UI and it has categories, and the search works well enough. It's obviously none of these have as good a search as YouTube's because YouTube is run by Google, and Google, they made the search engine. This has probably compared to BitChute, this has the better variety in content. There's a bit of a catch, which is that you need, what is it called? LibriCoin? LBC? You just need this little number up here to have some stuff in it so that you can upload. If you upload to it, you need at least 0.01. Although they have this thing called a reward system. If I go to my rewards, you can see that and there's views, gain followers, a daily watch reward. This right here is pretty much where you're going to get most of your LBC from if you don't buy it, because you can't buy it. It is technically a Bitcoin, but you don't need to since this exists. So if you need 0.01 to upload a single video, and you get a minimum of 0.5 for watching anything every day, then even with a single reward, you can upload like 50 videos. And then you get these rewards every day, and you also get rewards for inviting people and stuff like that. And this is not quite as easily controlled as BitChute is. It is technically being hosted by one single entity, but unlike BitChute, this is hosted on a blockchain, and I won't bore you with the technical details. Basically what that means is this is a window into a different type of hosting service. Nothing can ever really be deleted on a blockchain. So when they have requests to remove something, they pretty much just hide it from all of the front ends that they made. But Libri is open source, which means that you can actually go into and use the code for yourself, and you can make your own front end that shows the stuff they took down if you wanted to. So if they kick you off the platform, you can just make your own based on what they did, which is why it's a little more resistant than BitChute. Now the last one, this one is the absolute most different from YouTube for a few reasons. And this is PeerTube. Now this is ShareTube, Share.tube, and this is just like one tiny branch of PeerTube, because PeerTube is sort of like a hosting software. It makes hosting videos on your own site 1,000 times easier. So for PeerTube, you can either go through a whole bunch of different instances, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute, or you can start a server and host your own, and then you'll be the sole controller of that PeerTube instance. So here we have Share.tube, and it's just a bunch of different random videos because it has no one unifying theme. And here we have SciTech.video, which is a different PeerTube instance, ran by a different person, with uploading. So if Share.tube decides they don't want you around, and you can go over to, say, SciTech.video or any other PeerTube site and join that, because they're technically not the same site. They can interact with each other thanks to something called the Fediverse, but they're not the same site, and if you get kicked off one, you can stay on the other. And obviously, SciTech.video has a bunch of science stuff like Python, LaTeX. I don't even know what LaTeX is. Yeah, programming paradigms and their examples in Python, educational videos. And right now, the best way to find videos on PeerTube is this, Sepia Search, which was made by the same people that made the PeerTube stuff, Framasoft. They're a French company, and they really value free speech and the open internet, which is a running theme with France. I don't know why. So it has a bunch of PeerTube instances that are indexed on this website. Not all of them. There are some that don't meet their requirements, either because they don't, well, mostly because they don't meet French law, for one reason or another. Sorry, my voice is a bit hoarse. I just got up, but I really wanted to talk about this because it's, like I said before, this stuff with the ads really makes me mad. And if it shows up on my videos, I'm nuking it from orbit. So back to what I was talking about. This searches a whole bunch of different PeerTube websites. So if I do what I did before on BitChute and search Doom 2, then I get Doom videos from... this channel is on video.cloud.fr. This video is on video.autismo.xyz. This is on vid.garwood.io. And these are all... Oh, and this is on share.to, which is what we were just on. So these are all different instances ran by different people on different different hosts? Different servers. So if any one of these decides to get rid of you or change the rules, then you can just go to a different one because it's different people with different rules. It's by far the freest because it's not a service in and of itself. It's just a way to host videos that makes it accessible to a common person. Which, this is the most promising in the future by far. But if you don't care about any of that stuff, your best bets will either be Odyssey or BitChute. They're planning to bring live streaming to it soon, which is going to be interesting. So far, they all have different rules, which, if you're trying to find something that fits your specific use case, can be a bit time-consuming. For example, I don't know if BitChute has no time limit. You just can't upload a file that's bigger than 7 gigabytes, I think. Odyssey has a 1 gigabyte download, 1 gigabyte upload limit, but you can get around that if you use the actual backend Libri app that they have. This, I can't tell you what the limits are unless I actually go on that specific instance. And some of them you can't upload more than like 1 gigabyte in a day. Some of them you can't upload more than 250 megabytes in a day, I think is the lowest I've seen. So while this offers the most freedom, it also offers the least convenience. I feel like Odyssey and Libri are a good in-between between the two, but I'm glad that all three exist. So that's all of these. Oh, and all of these are ad-free, by the way. BitChute is ad-free. Libri is especially ad-free. And PeerTube is ad-free, but they might add ad support in the future, and then it'll be up to the actual the people hosting it to decide whether or not they want to run ads on their particular instance. So yeah, those are 3 alternatives you can jump ship to if you're as upset about this as I am. I don't know if I'll be making another Ursina engine tutorial video today because I don't know if the channel's going to be here tomorrow. That'll be it from me. I'd say see you again, but that's kind of unsure right now. If I do see you, though, it might be on Odyssey.